What it do, YouTube? It's your boy. Hey, yo, Noah come back to y'all with something different. Today, we'll be going over the life of Houston's greatest wide receiver, one of the greatest wide receivers in Texans history, Deandre Hopkins. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Let's try to get this video to 75 likes. And if you want to see more videos like this, please comment down who you would like to see me go over next. And if you mind, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm trying to build this channel up, and it would show the appreciation that you have for this type of video. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Deandre Hopkins, he grew up in Clemson, South Carolina. It was him and his three other siblings that he grew up with. His mother was very close to him growing up. At the age of 7 is when Deandre Hopkins started playing football, and that's when he fell in love with the game. Deandre Hopkins could remember from his early days his mother watching him playing. Unfortunately, at the age of 10, Deandre Hopkins' world would change forever. A woman Deandre Hopkins' mother's boyfriend was seeing at the time threw red devil eye and Clorox onto Deandre Hopkins' mother's face. This would cause severe burns and a coma, and also she would lose her eyesight. The tragedy to his mother would give Deandre Hopkins the extra motivation to be good on the football field and also the basketball field. During his high school days, Deandre Hopkins was a dual sport athlete playing both basketball and football. Deandre played mainly basketball to begin his high school days, but his coaches at the time seen that Deandre had tremendous ball skills and asked if he would like to play some football. I don't know how true these stats are, but Deandre said he had a state record 28 interceptions as a defensive back and also 5 touchdown returns. Like I said, those are state records in South Carolina. First high school game he had versus the #1 team in the state, he had 3 interceptions right then and there. Man, that is very awesome to hear for a guy playing his first time playing high school ball. On offense, Deandre had 57 receptions, 1,256 yards with 18 touchdowns. In basketball, Deandre Hopkins was no slouch as well. His sophomore year, he put up 20 points per game. His junior year, he put up 18 points per game. And since he was playing football at the time during the senior year, his numbers kind of dropped a little bit. But it doesn't really matter because during his high school basketball career, he put up 1,400 points. That is crazy. I'm not really a basketball fan, but I know putting up 1,400 points in high school is some very big numbers. Deandre Hopkins would decide to play at Clemson University so he could stay close to his family. While there, Deandre would play again basketball and football, but Deandre's name and impact would be really shown on the gridiron. Deandre set a school record for receptions, which was 13 against Auburn, which he had 119 yards. He also set a school record for receiving yards, which was 197 yards, which was versus Boston College. He also set a school record for touchdown receptions, which was 21, and this was also in 2012. He also set a record which was 12 touchdowns that year. So Deandre was getting all the records. He was breaking all the records. He was making his name known over there at Clemson University. The dude was a straight monster. Deandre was named first team All-ACC by the media, third team All-ACC by Associated Press. His college career stats: in 2012, he led the ACC in receiving yards for 1,405 yards. He was second in yards from scrimmage, second in touchdowns from scrimmage, and first in touchdowns with 18. His total college numbers was 206 receptions, 3,026 yards, 27 touchdowns. Deandre was a straight beast at Clemson University. These stats would position DeAndre Hopkins to be able to be selected in the first round of the 2013 draft. DeAndre Hopkins would be selected 27th overall by the Houston Texans. Fortunate for DeAndre Hopkins, he wouldn't have to come on to the team as that guy immediately, because at the time, Houston had veteran wide receiver Andre Johnson to help mentor him for his first 2 seasons. This duo will only play 2 seasons together, but while on the field, we seen the dominance, we seen the chemistry that these both players had, and they were an unstoppable duo for this short period of time. DeAndre Hopkins will finish his rookie season with first team All-Pro honors, putting up 52 receptions, 802 yards, 2 touchdowns, with a broke down Matt Schaub who was throwing pick sixes week in and week out. We all know, Houston Texans fans know how bad that 2013 season was. DeAndre Hopkins balled out in regards to everything that happened that year. After his rookie season, DeAndre's career would take off in a big way, posting 5 out of 6 seasons with 1,000 plus receiving yards. In 2017, he would lead the league in receiving touchdowns with 13 out of wide receivers. During his 7 years with the Houston Texans, DeAndre Hopkins will have a total of 11 different starting quarterbacks, from Ryan Mallett, Brock Osweiler, Brian Hoyer, Tom Savage, and more, staying relatively consistent throughout those years. QBs throwing the ball all over the place. After each touchdown that DeAndre Hopkins would score with the Houston Texans, he would give the touchdown ball that he scored to his mother, who unfortunately, like I said at the beginning, couldn't see. But she knew when the crowd went wild and that ball was delivered to her, her son made a big play and a big touchdown for his team. DeAndre Hopkins, through his time with the Houston Texans' early years, he was best known for his one-handed catches, his circus plays, and his toe drag swag. DeAndre was a straight beast with the Houston Texans, and my personal opinion, during his time from 2015 all the way to 2019, DeAndre Hopkins was arguably top 5, top 3 best wide receiver in the game. In 2018, DeAndre Hopkins will become second all-time and fastest to reach 500 receptions at the age of 26, 192 days, behind Larry Fitzgerald and ahead of Randy Moss. Unfortunately, in the spring of 2020, DeAndre Hopkins' Houston Texans career would come to an end. DeAndre Hopkins was traded to the Arizona Cardinals for some Oreos and a bag of chips. Just joking. Unfortunately, to this day, the picks that the Houston Texans got in return for DeAndre Hopkins is still unjustifiable. DeAndre Hopkins was traded along with the 4th to the Arizona Cardinals for David Johnson, a 2nd rounder, and a 2021 4th round pick. DeAndre would finish his Houston Texans career with 8,602 yards, 54 touchdowns. Nowadays, DeAndre Hopkins is showing off his car collection, participating in fashion, and he's staying out of trouble. Unfortunately, DeAndre Hopkins will be suspended for the first 6 games of the 2022 season, but despite that, in 2020, his first year away for the Houston Texans, he put up some successful numbers, posting 1,407 yards, 6 touchdowns, and that was with Kyler Murray. My personal opinion, for that stretch of being with the Houston Texans from 2015 all the way to 2019, like I said, DeAndre Hopkins was one of the best wide receivers in the league. I have no hard feelings for DeAndre Hopkins wanting out of Houston, because at the end of the day, there were talks that he wanted to sit out and he wanted to be paid highest in the league at the wide receiver position. At the time, Houston didn't really have the money to do that. Houston also had to pay their other players. So Houston had to make a business decision. But Houston did not make the right business decision because we did not get the right compensation back for the great talent Deandre Hopkins was. I hope Deandre Hopkins continues to have a great career. And this will conclude the video. If you enjoyed it, please smash the like. Please hit the sub. And it's your boy, A.O. Noah, signing off. Peace. Go Texans.